And hello again, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Panther Pride, our weekly look at Walter Wellborn football. Mickey Shaddricks along with Wellborn head coach Jeff Smith. The Panthers wrapped up their regular season last Thursday night, I should say, out at White Plains, losing to the Wildcats 18-0. And coach, you knew this would be a tough game for you because White Plains had been playing good football all year, even though they didn't have much to show for it. They were very motivated. This was their last opportunity to win a game. And again, you brought a lot of young players into this football game. Talk about the game at White Plains last week.
Well, I mean, give credit to White Plains. They played very good. Had a good game plan, and we had opportunities in the game that we just didn't finish. And again, try not to make an excuse for it, but we have a very young team, and they play with mostly juniors and seniors. And the majority of our team's 15 years old. But the experience that we got this year, and them playing the schedule that they had to play against the older kids that they had to play against, will be invaluable for our future.
And again, they had a good crowd. They had a good atmosphere. Again, they were up for this game. Wellborn, and the tradition that Wellborn brings with it. Your kids were up against a very motivated team last Thursday.
Oh, very much so. But again, all this that they have went through this year, the teams that they've had to play, the atmospheres that they've been able to be in is invaluable. I mean, our team, we've got 11 guys that should have played B-team football this year that played varsity football against a rigorous schedule. So, again, it was hard this year. Of course, we wanted the season to be better than what it was win-loss. But as far as our future, we have laid a foundation down with these young kids that they're going to be able to carry for these next 3 years.
All right, we'll come back with highlights of Wellborn and White Plains as we continue here on Panther Pride. And back on Panther Pride, head out to Robertson Field at White Plains for Wellborn and White Plains. And here's the Wildcats with the football.
Yeah, we started the game off really good, especially defensively right here. They were the first time they went out there, we went 3 and out. I mean, they went 3 and out. And then but they put us deep right there, and we got the ball deep in our territory. Now, we started driving it out to start the game off. And, we're getting the ball there across midfield, and we ended up getting a holding penalty that put us back, and then that's to kill that drive. They come back, they run the same offense that Ohatchee does, where they got a lot of people in the holes and everything, and you have to put a lot of people up there in the box and everything, and a lot of times the backs get lost in all the chaos that they have going on, which has been the case. There was a good tackle rate right there by Jet. He ended up making 18 tackles for the game. We had some good individual performances in the game, and again, we played a lot of young kids. Here, right there, we thought the back went down, and they said that he didn't, and he ended up getting in the end zone. Here, Javion Thomas is a senior, and boy, I thought he played an outstanding game here and had a really nice run. Sure did, right there, good. Here we come up here, and here Jamire Curry has another good run, and he was just a step away right here from breaking that. Again, here's a good run here by Ked Harris. We're going Javion and Jamire and Ked. We're going to miss these guys right there. They've been good for us. Here we had Jet running a sprint out pass throwing to Calvin Spinks. Calvin's a freshman. Here we had a straight drop back pass. This is right before the half right there, and man, if we'd have come up with that right there, I think. It'd been 12, at least 12-6 at halftime right there. It'd been a lot of difference in the game.
And you had to overcome a lot of penalties and calls in the game that were tough to overcome.
Yeah, we got some penalties in this game that we hadn't gotten all year long. We had a couple of holding penalties, and then we got down the goal line, and we had some movement and jumped a couple of times. Again, those things that we hadn't done this year right there, and we didn't finish a couple of drives that we at least had the game tied at halftime.
Well, any halftime adjustments or what was talked about in the locker room here?
Well, yeah, we went over what they were doing defensively. They had widened their linebackers out a little bit, and We went over who had who on that, and then we reinforced our technique defensively, and then we came back out and played the second half.
All right, we've got second half highlights to come as we go to break. Here's a look at the Wellborn High School marching band from last Thursday night. And head into the second half now. White Plains with a 12-0 lead. Wellborn kicking off to the Wildcats.
Kid had a real good kickoff right there, and we come down and we have some good coverage right here and get them pinned down about their 30-yard line. They came out here and had a decent drive here, and we had them. That was third down and long right there, and they hit that pass on us, and we just blew a coverage. Again, we're playing pretty tough in here. They had a decent run right here and broke a couple of tackles. Then again, it's third and long again, and they hit this pass on us right there again. We had two blown coverages and got the ball down there. They ended up scoring right then. We come back. Right here, Jet rolls out here and buys his time here and finds Austin McQueen here on a good catch, and we get the ball down there at about midfield. Again, got a penalty, stalled out, had to punt the football. Again, Jet had a good punt, got the ball down there, rolled down there, and we got them back pinned deep. And then they've made some mistakes through here. Again, they hit another pass on us. We thought we had our coverage down pretty good going into the game. Then we got into the game and blew a couple of them. But things like that happen from time to time. Here, Bailey Neely, that's a freshman again, comes up, makes a good tackle. Just got some good young guys that are going to be back for us for a while, and the experience that they got is just invaluable. Here, right there, we run the zone. we ran a speed sweep right there with Javion. He gets a good run, brings it back here. Right here, Jamire Curry has a good run right up the middle here on a trap play. And these plays that we're running right here, if you can see, look at that right there. That ball was snapped on the ground, and Jet got it up, got it to Javion. Javion ended up having a really good run on the play. Again, we stall out here. Their back makes a good run right there and gets the ball down in some yardage here. Here they try a counter play. And again, we lost him in the chaos of the mix right there. Coach White, I congratulated him right there. It's the first win that he's had in a while, and my hat's off to him right there. The kids really played hard, and congratulate them.
Yeah, their first win since back in 2015. There you see the final score. White Plains wins it 18-0 over Wellborn. And Coach, it's been a tough last few weeks, especially for your small group of seniors who wanted to get another run at the playoffs. So here these kids were having to play out the string. And I know they gave you all they had up until the very end.
We had 9 senior boys that I couldn't ask no more out of, and they've been, I told them this too, and I've said it to them for a couple of weeks now. I don't want this season to define them because they've been a part of such big wins and such great times that we've had. This year we had 9 seniors, 3 juniors. That's 12 juniors and seniors on the entire team. And then the rest of the team are 9th and 10th graders. And going into the year, we knew we was going to have to play a lot of young guys, and it was going to be, it'd be tough with the schedule we had. And I hate that for our seniors because they've given us so much right there. But I think the time that they've been in our program, they can take this and walk away from what they've been with us right there, and it'll help them with the rest of their lives.
And now it's time to take a look at our individual player awards from the White Plains game.
Our scrambler was Harley Kendall, a 10th grader, played a very good game. Our racehorse was a tie between Javion Thomas and Jamire Curry. Both of them really played well. I thought our headhunter was Jet. He had 18 tackles in the game. The big hoggle winner was our best defensive line and linebacker performance, and again, that was Jet. Pancake block, we didn't have a defined pancake block in the game, so we didn't give that award out. Our hardest hit was Jet. He had a really good lick on their wing back that we saw earlier. Meanest Panther is Bailey Neely, a freshman defensive back. 12th man was Jet as far as the punting the football, and the offensive player of the week was Jamarian Curry, and defensive player of the week was Jet Smith.
Congratulations to those young men. Well, coming up next, we've got a special feature about those senior players that we just talked about. Gerhard will sit down with a number of those players. We've got that coming up. We'll also kind of look ahead to the offseason and what is next for a very young Wellborn football team as we continue here on Panther Pride. Well, our show this year would not be possible without our fine sponsors, and this is our last opportunity to thank Wise Environmental. They are in Oxford, and they're a leader in the field of enhanced waste collection and resource recovery services. Wise offers a variety of services for residential, business, and government customers, including portable restrooms and restroom trailers for special events or construction sites. They also offer dumpster rental services when you need some extra capacity for that home remodeling project, yard project, or more. They even offer tent rentals for weddings, corporate events, or parties, and those rental services include professional delivery and pickup, setup, and takedown. All rentals are clean and well maintained and are available at reasonable prices. You can visit them online. Wise Environmental, proudly serving Calhoun, Etowah, Jefferson, St. Clair, and Talladega counties. And now it's time for our special player feature, but this week we kind of take a look at several players. As a matter of fact, the entire senior group of players, a small group of players, but a very important group of players to the Wellborn football program for the last few years. Here's Gerhard Mathangani.
They are the class of 2018. These 9 seniors are a close-knit group and a shining example of what it means to be a Panther. While the season did not go as hoped, they had certainly left a great mark on the program.
I remember playing in the Champions Challenge when we went to it, and just all the big games we was all part of, all the way from then till now, we still all play together. And kind of seems unreal that it's finna end,
You can't measure their success just on this season. It's been, you got to look at the whole body of work. They've came up here, been able to participate in the Champions Challenge, went to the quarterfinals of state playoffs. Been on other playoff teams and had a lot of good winning seasons and everything.
With a very small junior class behind them, these seniors were charged with leading a young group of players who are still developing.
Yeah, having such a young team is hard because everybody else was used to having all the older guys to look up to and look ahead to win, to help win easily. You can get frustrated during the season, but then again, you got to look down and say, yeah, they're young. Look at the older guys that got frustrated with us when we were younger.
It's been a lot to me over the years, especially this year. Like Contreras, Calvin, and all them, Jet. I didn't really talk to them much, but this year it's like they're my best friends, really, and it's kind of weird seeing they're ninth graders and I'm a senior, but this team is the closest team I've ever been a part of, and the best team by far I've ever been a part of, even though the record might not show it. I hope we help these freshmen out in the coming years.
The legacy of the senior class will be made clear over time. However, they understand the lasting impact of wearing the black and white as a Wellborn football player.
It's a real big deal, A lot of people around here, I can walk around with a Wellborn shirt on and people ask, hey, you play football? They don't ask me, hey, you play baseball, how you play basketball? It's, hey, do you play football for Wellborn? I mean, anywhere you go, I walk around with my jersey and it's, how'd y'all do Friday? Or who are y'all playing Friday? So, I mean, it's just a real honor to play here because everybody knows.
For this week's feature spotlight on the Panther Pride, I'm Gerhard Mathangani.
Oh, Coach, there's two parts to a coach-player relationship. There's the relationship while they're playing for you.
Yes.
And then there's the rest of their life when they're not playing for you. And that's where these young men now, they'll always have a relationship with their head football coach.
Absolutely. And, and I want our players to, when they get through playing for us, to be able to walk away from the program and be better for being with us and not being with us. And, we're not just trying to win football games. We're trying to develop good young men. And those nine young men, I feel like will be very successful in their lives for sticking with the program and working like they have all these years.
All right, when we come back, we'll kind of put a wrap on this season as we talk to Coach Smith about what is next for a very young Wellborn football program. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And we're back on Panther Pride, our remaining moments. Coach, it's hard to believe. It seems like we were just talking about the North Jackson game to kick off the season at JSU, and now here we are putting a wrap on another season of Panther Pride. We've talked a lot about this year and what's happened, and we just had a great profile of your senior players with Gerhard. Let's look at the future in our remaining moments together, because the theme all year has been such a young team, 9th, 10th graders, pretty much making up your roster this season. I know you're excited about the future. Where do we go from here?
Well, first off, the reason it goes so quick, I compare football season to Christmas. We work all year long to get to football season, and then in the blink of an eye, it's over. And and so that's the reason it goes so quick to me. As far as the off season goes, look, we finished a game on Thursday. Of course, we gave them the whole weekend off, and we're going to give them next week off. And the Monday after Veterans Day, we're going to start back and get back in the weight room and start building them up. Our future's so bright, and this year was a tough year as far as win-loss. But I hope our people understand how young we actually were. This year, we were a 9th and 10th grade dominated team. Next year, we'll be a 10th and 11th grade team. The next year will be 11th and 12th grade team, and then the third year will be a senior team. So we've got, now our kids are going to get older. One, they're going to start driving. I mean, none of them drive now. So now they'll be 16 years old. Their bodies are going to start maturing more. And again, the future is very bright with them.
I know you don't have your schedule together yet for next year, but you had a very tough non-region schedule.
Absolutely.
We mentioned the North Jackson game. You also played Sacs. You played Talladega, who made the playoffs this year. Of course, White Plains, Class 4A team. Do you plan to continue with a tough non-region schedule?
Well, we'll try to play who we can play. The problem we had with our non-region schedule is anybody in our classification would not play us. So we had to play up in all our non-region games. We had to play 4 and 5A schools when we're 3A, and that's tough, because our region schedule was so tough this year. Then our non-region game, we didn't get any relief with that because the teams we're playing are, bigger in size, and of course when you get bigger in size, you also running across older kids too. So that we kind of got a double-edged sword with our non-region games this year.
Well, Coach, it's been fun each week.
Very much.
Hate it's come to an end, but we appreciate you coming up each week and doing the show with us, and we look forward to next year, and it'll be here before we know it.
Yes, it will. And Mickey, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do with our pigskin show every week, and then doing this show. And I don't know how you do it with the pigskin show and the Jacksonville State game and these coaching shows, but we really do appreciate you and thank you a lot.
Well, we all love
Thanks
football season.
That's right.
It's a labor of love, and we also appreciate our sponsors. I know
Absolutely.
we could not do this, and you've got a great booster club that helps support you and helps support this show. So I guess that's a good way to end it. Talk about your booster club and your sponsors who make this possible.
First off, me personally, I love our school. I love our community. We've got a good community, a tight-knit community. We've got a good booster club and our benefit fund club. I mean, it's just, we've got a lot of good things in place, and we've got a tradition-rich program. I don't think there's another school, and I'll compare them to any school in the state, where the former players, have given so much to play for Wellborn. When you put that black helmet on in that black jersey and you walk up them steps in that field house to walk out there on the hill and play, a lot's expected out of you. And our future is so bright, and it's going to be so exciting. And our goal is still the same as it's been being. We want to win a state championship, and we feel like in the next 3 years we're going to have things in place where it can actually happen. And so, when that does happen, it's not just going to be for the team that we have on the field that year. It's for everybody that's ever put on a helmet, a black helmet, a black jersey, and represent the Wellborn Panthers.
Well, Coach, good luck in the off season. I know you guys are going to be working hard real soon, and we look forward to following your young team as they get a little older next year. Right. And also want to say congratulations to all those teams who made the playoffs, especially our local teams. best of luck to you in the next few weeks as you try to capture a state championship. Thanks to you for watching us each and every week here on Panther Pride.